Chesapeake is an independent city located in the U.S. state of Virginia. As of the 2010 census, the population was 222,209. In 2013, the population was estimated to be 232,977, making it the third most populous city in Virginia. Chesapeake is included in the Hampton Roads metropolitan area, one of the cities in the Southampton Roads. Chesapeake was organized in 1963 by voter referendums approving the political consolidation of the city of South Norfolk with the remnants of the former Norfolk County, which dated to 1691. Chesapeake is the second largest city by land area in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Chesapeake is a diverse city in which a few urban areas are located. It also has many square miles of protected farmland, forests, and wetlands, including a substantial portion of the Great Dismal Swamp National Wildlife Refuge, extending from the rural border with North Carolina to the harbor area of Hampton Roads adjacent to the cities of Norfolk, Portsmouth, Suffolk, and Virginia Beach. Chesapeake is located on the Atlantic Intracoastal Waterway. It has miles of waterfront industrial, commercial and residential property. In 2011, Chesapeake was named the 21st best city in America by Bloomberg Businessweek. History. In 1963, the new independent city of Chesapeake was created when the former independent city of South Norfolk consolidated with Norfolk County. The consolidation was approved and the new name selected by the voters of each community by referendum, and authorized by the Virginia General Assembly. Formed in 1691 in the Virginia colony, Norfolk County had originally included essentially all the area which became the towns and later cities of Norfolk, Portsmouth, and South Norfolk. Its area was reduced after 1871 as these cities added territory through annexations. Becoming an independent city was a method for the former county to stabilize borders with neighbors, as cities could not annex territory from each other. The relatively small city of South Norfolk had become an incorporated town within Norfolk County in 1919, and became an independent city in 1922. Its residents wanted to make a change to put their jurisdiction on a more equal footing in other aspects with the much larger cities of Norfolk and Portsmouth. In addition, by the late 1950s, although immune from annexation by the bigger cities, South Norfolk was close to losing all the county land adjoining it to the city of Norfolk in another annexation suit. The consolidation that resulted in the city of Chesapeake was part of a wave of changes in the structure of local government in southeastern Virginia, which took place between 1952 and 1975. The Chesapeake region was among the first areas settled in the state's colonial era, when settlements started from the coast, along Chesapeake's segment of the Intracoastal Waterway, where the Great Bridge locks marks the transition between the southern branch Elizabeth River and the Chesapeake and Albemarle Canal, lies the site of the Battle of Great Bridge, fought on December 9, 1775, in the early days of the American Revolutionary War. The battle resulted in the removal of Lord Dunmore and all vestiges of English government from the colony and Dominion of Virginia. Until the late 1980s and early 1990s, much of Chesapeake was either suburban or rural, serving as a bedroom community of the adjacent cities of Norfolk and Virginia Beach, with residents commuting to these locations beginning in the late 1980s and accelerating in the 1990s. However, Chesapeake saw significant growth, attracting numerous and significant industries and businesses of its own. This explosive growth quickly led to strains on the municipal infrastructure, ranging from intrusion of saltwater into the city's water supply to congested roads and schools. Chesapeake made national headlines in 2003 when, under a court-ordered change of venue, the community hosted the first trial of alleged Beltway sniper Lee Boyd Malvo for shootings in 2002. A jury convicted him of murder but spared him a potential death sentence. It chose a sentence of life in prison without parole for the young man, who was 17 years old at the time of the crime spree. A jury in neighboring Virginia Beach convicted his older partner John Allen Muhammad and sentenced him to death for another of the attacks. See article Beltway Sniper Attacks Geography. Chesapeake is located at 36 degrees 46 minutes 2 seconds north, 76 degrees 17 minutes 14 seconds west, 36.76722 degrees north, 76.28722 degrees west, 36.76722 minus 76.28722. According to the United States Census Bureau, the city has a total area of 351 square miles, of which 341 square miles is land and 10 square miles is water. The northeastern part of the Great Dismal Swamp is located in Chesapeake. Diverse environment. Chesapeake is one of the largest cities in Virginia and the nation in terms of land area. This poses challenges to city leaders in supporting infrastructure to serve this area. In addition, the city has many historically and geographically distinct communities. City leaders are faced with conflicts between development of residential, commercial and industrial areas and preservation of virgin forest and wetlands. Within the city limits in the southwestern section is a large portion of the Great Dismal Swamp. Adjacent counties and cities: Portsmouth, Virginia; Norfolk, Virginia; Virginia Beach, Virginia; Currituck County, North Carolina; Camden County, North Carolina; Suffolk, Virginia. Communities. Chesapeake is formally divided politically into 6 boroughs: South Norfolk, Pleasant Grove, Butts Road, Great Bridge, Washington, and Western Branch. Of the current boroughs, 1. South Norfolk was formerly a separate incorporated town and independent city for much of the 20th century. Within the other boroughs, a number of communities also developed. Some of these include Benefit, Bowers Hill, Buell, Camelot, Crestwood, Deep Creek, Eva Gardens, Fentress, Gerty, Gilmerton, Grassfield, Great Bridge, Greenbrier, Hickory, Hodges Ferry, Indian River, Mount Pleasant, Northwest, Oak Grove, Oakletta, Portlock, South Norfolk, Wollaston. Climate. The climate in this area is characterized by hot, humid summers and generally mild to cool winters. According to the Köppen climate classification system, Chesapeake has a humid subtropical climate, abbreviated CFA, on climate maps. Demographics. As of the census of 2010, there were 222,209 people, 69,900 households, and 54,172 families residing in the city. The population density was 584.6 people per square mile. There were 72,672 housing units at an average density of 213.3 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city was 62.6% white, 29.8% black or African American, 0.4% Native American, 2.9% Asian, 0.1% Pacific Islander, 1.2% from other races, and 3.0% from 2 or more races. 4.4% of the population were Hispanics or Latinos of any race. According to 2012 estimates, 59.7% of the population is non-Hispanic white. There were 69,900 households, out of which 41.0% had children under the age of 18 living with them. 59.7% were married couples living together. 14.0% had a female householder with no husband present, and 22.5% were non-families. 18.0% of all households were made up of individuals and 5.9% had someone living there alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.79 and the average family size was 3.17. The age distribution was 28.8% under the age of 18, 8.2% from 18 to 24, 32.3% from 25 to 44, 21.7% from 45 to 64, and 9.0% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 35 years. For every 100 females there were 94.4 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 91.0 males. The median income for a household in the city was $50,743, and the median income for a family was $56,302. Males had a median income of $39,204 versus $26,391 for females. The per capita income for the city was $20,949. Economy. Top employers. According to Chesapeake's 2010 Comprehensive Annual Financial Report, the top employers in the city are: Military. Chesapeake is home to 2 Navy bases. Northwest Annex, located in the Hickory area. NALF Fentress. Points of interest: Chesapeake Arboretum, Chesapeake and Albemarle Canal, Dismal Swamp Canal. Media. Chesapeake's daily newspaper is the Virginian Pilot. Other papers include the Portfolio Weekly, the New Journal and Guide, and the Hampton Roads Business Journal. Hampton Roads Magazine serves as a bi-monthly regional magazine for Chesapeake and the Hampton Roads area. Hampton Roads Times serves as an online magazine for all the Hampton Roads cities and counties. Chesapeake is served by a variety of radio stations on the AM and FM dials, with towers located around the Hampton Roads area. Chesapeake is also served by several television stations. The Hampton Roads designated market area is the 42nd largest in the U.S., with 712,790 homes. The major network television affiliates are WTKR-TV3, Wavy 10, WVEC-TV13, WGNT-27, WTVZ-33, WVBT-43, and WPXV-49. The public broadcasting service station is WHRO-TV 15. Chesapeake residents also can receive independent stations, such as WSKY broadcasting on Channel 4 from the Outer Banks of North Carolina and WGBS-LD broadcasting on Channel 11 from Hampton. Chesapeake is served by Cox Communications, which provides LNC5, a local 24-hour cable news television network. DirecTV and Dish Network are also popular as an alternative to cable television in Chesapeake. Infrastructure. Transportation. The growth of Chesapeake and its predecessors has been fueled by its location and transportation considerations. These continue to be major factors. Funding for additional and replacement highways, bridges, and other transportation infrastructure is one of the major issues facing Chesapeake and much of the Hampton Roads region in the 21st century. As infrastructure originally built with toll revenues has aged without a source of funding to repair them or build replacements. Tolls in Chesapeake are currently limited to the Chesapeake Expressway, but new ones may be imposed on some existing facilities to help generate revenue for transportation projects in the region. Chesapeake is served by the nearby Norfolk International Airport in the city of Norfolk with commercial airline passenger service. Within the city limits, Chesapeake Regional Airport is a general aviation facility located just south of Great Bridge. Also within the city is the Hampton Roads Executive Airport located near Bowers Hill and the Hampton Roads Beltway. This airport caters to private airplane owners and enthusiasts. South of there, NALF Fentress's facility of the U.S. Navy and is an auxiliary landing field which is part of the large facility at NAS Oceana in neighboring Virginia Beach. The Intracoastal Waterway passes through Chesapeake. Chesapeake also has extensive frontage and port facilities on the navigable portions of the western and southern branches of the Elizabeth River. The Dismal Swamp Canal runs through Chesapeake as well. The site of this canal was surveyed by George Washington, among others, and is known as Washington's Ditch. It is the oldest continuously used man-made canal in the United States today and has been in service for over 230 years. The canal begins in the Deep Creek section of the city, branching off from the southern branch of the Elizabeth River. The canal runs through Chesapeake, paralleling U.S. Highway 17 into North Carolina and connects to Elizabeth City, North Carolina. 5 railroads currently pass through portions of Chesapeake, and handle some intermodal traffic at port facilities on Hampton Roads and navigable portions of several of its tributary rivers. The 2 major Class I railroads are CSX Transportation and Norfolk Southern, joined by 3 short-line railroads. Chesapeake is located on a potential line for high-speed passenger rail service between Richmond and Southampton roads, which is being studied by the Virginia Department of Rail and Public Transportation. A new suburban passenger station near Bowers Hill would potentially be included to supplement a terminal in downtown Norfolk. Chesapeake is served by U.S. Highways 13, 17, 58, and 460. Interstate 64, part of the Hampton Roads Beltway, crosses through the city. Interstate 464 is a spur which connects it with downtown Norfolk and Portsmouth at the Barclay Bridge, and Interstate 664, which completes the interstate loop from the western branch section of Chesapeake through the city of Newport News and into the city of Hampton. State Route 168 is also a major highway in the area. It includes the Chesapeake Expressway toll road. Chesapeake is the only locality in the Hampton Roads area with a separate bridge division. The city's Department of Public Works, Bridges and Structures Division has 51 full-time workers. The city maintains 90 bridges and overpasses. Included are 5 movable span bridges which open an estimated 30,000 times a year for water vessels. Major highway bridges in Chesapeake include Steel Bridge, the Gilmerton Bridge, the Jordan Bridge, and the High Rise Bridge. All drawbridges crossing the southern branch Elizabeth River. The Jordan Bridge was built in 1928 and operated with major weight restrictions. Motorists were charged a 75-cent toll that is used to pay for repairs. In 2008, the Jordan Bridge was closed for good. Replacing the bridge is now in progress, with the center span having been removed. Construction is scheduled to begin summer 2010 on a replacement bridge to be opened by fall of 2011. The new bridge is being privately funded just as the Jordan had been originally. Proposed tolls are in the $2 range. Although 10 years newer, replacing the Gilmerton Bridge on Military Highway is a more urgent need. A 4-lane structure on a primary highway with much heavier traffic volume than the Jordan Bridge, the Gilmerton Bridge has suffered rust, cracked concrete and other problems. Much like the Jordan Bridge, the end of its useful life is also near. Replacing the Gilmerton Bridge has been a goal for Chesapeake for many years. In October 2007, the Norfolk Virginian Pilot reported that the city had accumulated $142 million in state and federal funding, enough to start building the replacement bridge sometime in 2009. Hampton Roads transit buses serve the city of Chesapeake as well as other cities in the Hampton Roads area. See also Transportation section of article Hampton Roads. Utilities. Water and sewer services are provided by the city's Department of Utilities. Chesapeake receives its electricity from Dominion Virginia Power, which has local sources including the Chesapeake Energy Center, coal-fired plants in the city and Southampton County, and the Surrey Nuclear Power Plant. Norfolk-headquartered Virginia Natural Gas, a subsidiary of AGL Resources, distributes natural gas to the city from storage plants in James City County and in the city. The Virginia Tidewater area has grown faster than the local freshwater supply. Chesapeake receives the majority of its water from the Northwest River in the southeastern part of the city. To deal with intermittent high salt content, Chesapeake implemented an advanced reverse osmosis system at its Northwest River water treatment plant in the late 1990s. The river water has always been salty, and the fresh groundwater is no longer available in most areas. Currently, additional fresh water for the Southampton Roads area is pumped from Lake Gaston, about 80 miles west, which straddles the Virginia-North Carolina border along with the Blackwater and Nottoway rivers. The pipeline is 76 miles long and 60 inches in diameter. Much of it follows the former right-of-way of an abandoned portion of the Virginian Railway. It is capable of pumping 60 million US gallons of water per day. The cities of Chesapeake and Virginia Beach are partners in the project. The city provides wastewater services for residents and transports wastewater to the regional Hampton Roads Sanitation District treatment plants. Notable people: Chesapeake, Virginia, is the hometown of 4x world kickboxing champion Bubba Blackhawk Walters, who also attended Deep Creek High School. It is also the off-season residence of New York Mets third baseman David Wright, and the hometown of the Washington Redskins Pro Bowl cornerback D'Angelo Hall and Philadelphia Eagles defensive end Darryl Tapp. Like Walters, both Hall and Tapp graduated from Deep Creek High School. NASCAR driver Ricky Rudd was also raised there and went to Indian River High School, where former NBA superstar Alonzo Mourning and Saturday Night Live actor Jay Pharoah also attended. Chris Richardson, a finalist on American Idol Season 6, also resides in Chesapeake. Mike Scott, who was a second-round draft pick for the Atlanta Hawks in 2012, also calls Chesapeake home. He also attended Deep Creek High School. Chesapeake, Virginia, is also the hometown for the following baseball players: B.J. Upton, center fielder, and his brother Justin Upton, right fielder, both playing for the San Diego Padres; Michael Cuddyer of the New York Mets; Scott Sizemore, second baseman for the Oakland Athletics; and Michael E. Mitchell, outfielder for the Asheville Tourists, minor league, a team of the Colorado Rockies. B.J. Upton graduated from Greenbrier Christian Academy. David Wright and Scott Sizemore are graduates of Hickory High School. Justin Upton, Michael Mitchell, and Michael Cuddyer are graduates of Great Bridge High School. Clarence Clemens, the former E Street Band and friend of Bruce Springsteen, was born here when it was called Norfolk County. In popular culture, in 2015, in honor of the game's 80th birthday, Hasbro held an online vote in order to determine which cities would make it into an updated version of the Monopoly Here and Now. The U.S. edition of the game, Chesapeake, Virginia, won the wild card round, earning it a brown spot. The top boardwalk spot went to an unexpected contender, Pierre, South Dakota. It got the highest number of votes, beating out cities like New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, and Boston.